The Glavan Ford Locker Room Show takes us inside of Clay Center Lady Tiger Volleyball as we get set for a big weekend for you guys coming up. Riley County's Invitational. You guys will be competing there. Let's talk a little bit about, first off, introduce yourselves, Mackenzie, Kinsey, and Megan, but introduce yourself and who your parents are.
I'm Mackenzie Weller, and my parents are Matt and Nicole Weller.
I'm Kinsey Ohlde, and my parents are Brett and Libby Ohlde.
I'm Megan Wright, and my parents are Kristen and Wes Wright.
Okay. Kristen, Megan, you were talking before we came on about a camp you guys hosted in the off-season during the summer. Talk about that.
Yeah, it was called the Gold Medal Square Camp. It was very long. Each day it was about 5 days, and we went for 8 hours each day.
Wow.
It was.
Well, highlight from the camp, something that stood out to you?
We brought in a couple coaches from colleges, and they were really good. They knew what they were talking about.
Right.
It was really good for us and it worked team chemistry really, because we have a lot of new girls coming up from JV and C team levels from last year, so
Sure.
a lot of us haven't played together very much.
Yeah, Kinsey, was there something you took away from the camp that you think you can carry into this season?
I think that our team chemistry is totally different now. Coming back from that, we've learned so many new things, and everything that they taught us and what we already knew put together, I feel like we have a really great season coming up.
Very cool. Let's talk about the start to the year. Megan, we'll come back to you. And I know you guys have one loss on the season, a split. Otherwise, you have run the table pretty well thus far. Talk about the thoughts on what you've done to this point.
Yeah. Well, I think the first 2 wins were pretty big. We didn't really know what was going to happen going into the games because each team has changed a lot. But I think that really set the tone for this season very well. So.
Kinsey, are there certain goals that either you or the team have in mind going forward this year?
Looking at our league this year, we have a really good shot of winning if we play well. So that's a really big goal for us.
First goal, win the league, right? And Mackenzie, what about postseason? Do you guys even talk about that yet, or you wait to get to that point?
Yeah, us as the seniors have talked about really wanting to get to state this year, so that's a big one for us.
It'll be exciting to find out where sub-state is. That's always a big mystery for
Post-sub-state.
volleyball to wait around and have a chance to make it into the state championships. Do you guys have plans for next year yet? Anybody solid on what they're? It's early in the season. I just thought I would ask and see. Riley County, what about the Invitational? And is it a place you like to go play? Is there, and if it is or isn't, is there a tournament location you love to go play?
Well, last year we won this tournament, so it's pretty big stakes kind of going in. We have the same pool going in, but definitely a different team. So
for sure, yeah.
I'm excited to see how it goes.
Place you go to that's not here at home?
I don't know. I really like the Riley County tournament,
Yeah,
and the con tournament's fun. It's a long day, but it's fun.
Right. Kinsey, you have a certain place you always look forward to going because it's an atmosphere or whatever?
I don't really know. I just love playing here. Like, there's nothing like playing here, so it's really fun.
I understand where you're coming from for
Yeah.
sure. Mackenzie, how about you? Same thing?
Same. I like playing here.
Yeah, it's always fun, that first match that you get to play here in the home court, but we'll have more coming up this year as well. Come out and see them. They're exciting, defending champions this weekend at Riley County. Go back to back, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
We appreciate 3 of the Tiger seniors joining us for the Glavan Ford Locker Room Show. The Glavan Ford Locker Room Show now has a chance to talk Lady Tiger Volleyball with the head coach of the Lady Tigers, Robert Moran. And Coach got to talk with 3 of your seniors moments ago. You can just tell they're excited about being a part of this team. And at least 2, I think all 3 at some point brought up team chemistry. It's got to be exciting to hear that.
It is, because that's something we stress from day one, that volleyball is a unique sport. I mean, you've got to have that chemistry out there, because if things aren't fitting together, you can have great athletes, but if they don't communicate and fit together well and complement each other, it makes it tough. So this group so far seems to have that.
And they talked about the camp that you guys hosted, and you could tell that they got a lot out of it. It seemed
Absolutely, and it's it's one of those ones we don't do it every year. We bring this group in 2 years ago and then this past year, because it's an intense camp. It's 4 days, 8 hours a day, and
they said it was long.
It wears them out. But I'll tell you what, they grow so much in that short amount of time, and it's really a bonding experience as well. It's because I always tell them, if you can make it through this camp, we're going to be all right, because we can make it through about anything. So.
Start to the season, 1 loss on the year to this point. What are the strengths early in the season that you kind of planned on having?
Obviously, I felt like, with the losses we had, or with the players we lost last couple of years, we lost some height and some of the big hitters that we're known to have. And so we knew we had to make our mark as a defensive team, a passing team, kind of a gritty team. So I knew that was going to be there, and that's coming through. But we still have, it's some of our younger girls are stepping up, and that's kind of where our height is this year. And they've stepped up and really provided that extra punch and that big, some bigger swings and a big block again that we're used to having. So I think if we can combine those two aspects, I think by the end of the year we're going to be pretty tough.
The height that you have, you talk about some of the younger players, but like a Megan Wright stands out to me. I don't think people understand how athletic she is.
No, she's super athletic, jumps well, works hard. She's one of those players that plays volleyball 9 months a year. So just the number of repetitions she's been able to get over her 4 years of high school, you just can't replace that.
Yeah, Riley County this weekend. The Mackenzie and Kinsey and Megan all mentioned they're defending champions, and then they backed it with a completely different team. But they're excited to go in and defend this weekend.
Yeah, it's a fun tournament. It's one of those, it's close to home, so you don't have that long travel, and you get to see teams we don't normally play through the course of the year or in league. And it's quality teams. So, I always feel like it's a good one for start of the year because it allows us to really test and see where we're at. And when you have success on top of that, it's even a bonus.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it. Go back in there and get to practice.
All right, we got to get something done. So.
That's right. Coach Robert Moran with us on the Glavan Ford Locker Room Show.